The government of Turkey has funded lobbyists willing to trumpet lies and make excuses for these atrocities. The Turkish government and its sympathizers have advocated for restrictive laws on expression and against legislation that recognizes the Armenian genocide. They will stop at nothing to bury the truth. And I hope the individual senators will not once again fall for it.
I don't think there's a single member of the United States Senate who doesn't have serious concerns about Turkey's behavior, both historically and currently. In fact, I support the spirit of this resolution. I suspect 99 of my colleagues do, and at the right time, we may pass it, as Senator Cruz has stated. However, I don't think this is the right time. If there is a right time, this certainly isn't it. And largely because just hours ago, our president returned from London, the NATO summit with NATO leaders, where this was a topic of discussion with the leadership from Turkey. This being the genocide resolution, as well as, or the acknowledgement of genocide, as well as the purchase of the S-400. And I want to have a clear readout of the president's interaction and discussion with President Erdogan and our delegation's negotiations with Turkey before adopting this resolution. I don't think we can take the risk.
Once again, this is the third time that a Republican senator has come to the floor to object to the genocide resolution, the recognition of the genocide resolution. And there's never a good time. There's never a good time. In my view, there's always the right time, however, to recognize genocide as genocide. My colleague from North Dakota actually sponsored H-Res 220, the Armenian Genocide Resolution, affirming, quote, the proper commemoration and consistent condemnation of the Armenian genocide will strengthen our international standing in preventing modern-day genocides, when he was a member of the House of Representatives. He was right then. He was right then. And the time was right then. And the time is right now. You know, President Erdogan was here in the United States a couple of weeks ago. There is a meeting at the White House. A few of my colleagues had the privilege of joining the president, expressing their discontent. Erdogan was given options, a way out of the dilemma that Turkey has put themselves in with the S-400. Basically, they were told, either return it to Russia, destroy it in our presence, and or give it to us, which of course Russia will never allow that to happen, for us to have their technology. There was a deadline. It was yesterday. I waited to today to make sure that, in fact, we wouldn't intercede in any way with the possibility. But Turkey, in the interim, while this is going on, they used the S-400 to fire at an F-16 to see if they could take it down. Really? Really? So this premise that there was a meeting in NATO, well, there was a meeting in Washington. Then there was a meeting in NATO. They still haven't done anything on the S-400. They still haven't exercised any of the options that have been given to them. So I just want my colleagues to know that I intend to come once a week to the Senate floor, and all those who want to be listed on the wrong side of history, they have the option of doing so. I'm not going to cease until we do what is morally and principally right, and that is recognize the Armenian genocide, as a host of other nations have done as well. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.